Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some snack habits. Bye up, bye up. Man, this is ugly. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So, wow. This is a perfect example of beefing on the internet gone absolutely horrible, wrong, right? This is a perfect example of why myself and others around me and people I know better than to post your location, go live, let everybody all up in your business. What's that old school saying? Stay about my business, my business. You don't want anybody in your business, because when you let everybody know nowadays how you're moving, you're not grooving. You are definitely not grooving. You're lacking. You can never give anybody a heads up to your position in life, where you're at, where you're going to be, what you're going to do, what you did the day before. Because at the same time, what it does, if you have beef, is it alerts the individual involved, and you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how bad they feel disrespected by what you've said. So there was a shooting. And unfortunately, a man and his wife lost their life in front of the Bellagio in Las Vegas, in Sin City. And allegedly, this shooting happened, behind some internet beef, some YouTube beef. Two guys with not even big channels. Now, one of them, I'll tell you something about. The other channel, I didn't know too much about. Finny The Legend, who was a brother who was doing content creation, didn't have a very big channel, maybe I think 4,000 subscribers. So he was just starting out. He's been around for a while, but some people, it takes them a little bit longer to catch on. It takes them a little bit longer to start to get a foothold in this YouTube game. And I can tell you right now, man, it's not made for everybody. Not everybody has thick skin and knows how to handle the YouTube yard, or whatever you want to call it. Because what happens in YouTube is, no matter what you do or who you are, doesn't matter if it's golfing, the casino, gang related, prison genre, whatever genre you're in, music, there's going to be trolls. There's going to be haters. You're going to bump heads with other channels who have similar views or different type of views in what content creation you got going on. And for whatever reason, man, some beefs escalate, some kind of just fizzle out. But there's always going to be some type of beef with other channels. I've seen it in every genre. I've heard about it in every genre. Well, this guy, Finny The Legend, has been going back and forth with the channel called Sin City Family, right? And this channel, it's amazing, because this channel, within the last 6 months, popped up on my feed consistently. I don't know why. I don't know the reason behind it, but I will be truthful. I do watch a lot of the casino videos, the people playing slot machines. So maybe because they were in Las Vegas, it would pop up to me. Now, I noticed from the gate, like 6 months ago, that this guy, it's him and his wife that control this channel. His name is City Manny, right? Was a little bit off. There was something about him. There was a glitch in the matrix. There was something about this individual that told me from the gate, man, this guy's a little too J-Caddish when it comes to content creation. It seemed like, yes, he was charismatic. He was loud. He was boisterous. He did put his all into his videos. He did the best he could. But there was something about him. There was a tick. There was something about him that was off. He was just a little too dedicated to his channel. It had a lot of meaning to him. This was what his life started to become. Now, I've said it before, when you're doing content creation, when you're on the internet, social media, you got a YouTube channel, you take pride in your channel. It starts to become where you think about it a lot. You think about, hey, man, how I could tweak this and do that and fix this and fix that. And look, let's be honest, the whole game in YouTube is to gain views, to get monetized, to make money, to supplement your income, whatever you're trying to do. You start to dedicate yourself. And I've said, be humble, stay consistent, dedicate yourself to your craft, do what you do, right? This guy it became his whole life. And I've seen it happen to other content creators, even in my genre, people that I've beefed with. It starts to become all that they know, all that they believe in, and it starts to enrapture their mind and capture their mind, and they become like a fucking weirdo over it, right? It's all they care about. How many views they got, how much money they made. They just go crazy, all weirded out. Well, Sin City Manny was not playing. He was truly dedicated to his channel. So he's had this ongoing beef with Finny the Legend for 3 years. That's a long time to be beefing with some guy over the internet. Never getting a chance to come across each other, never seeing each other. And how the beef started, one never knows, does one. That's usually how the beef starts. Me being a content creator, I can tell you, there's guys out there that absolutely hate my guts. Absolutely can't stand me. Every time I pop up, I'm sure they damn near fucking get Oscar, the bubble guts, want to throw up, whatever. You know, I'm living rent free in their mind. Like, they hate that air that's around me. I understand. Me, myself, it's not that serious. There's nobody I really look at on YouTube and be like, I just hate his guts, man. I want to do something to him. I don't want to do a damn thing to a single person on YouTube. I will definitely defend myself in any type of situation that was ever to come up if I come across a guy that wants static. But that's in natural life. That's not, has nothing to do with YouTube. That's just period. As a man, I would defend me, mine, and my family straight up, right? But there's never been anyone due to this YouTube stuff that I'm like, man, I just can't stand this. I want to do something bad to him. It's not that serious. Well, the other day, man, on the 8th, you know, this guy, Finny the Legend, decided to take a trip, to take his wife and his family to Las Vegas. Now, having been in this 3-year beef with this guy, Sin City Manny, right, who's the alleged shooter in this case, and I'm not going to show you guys the video of the actual shooting here for YouTube purposes, right? I think it's out there. A lot of people are posting it. I don't like to post that type of shit. And at the same time, even more so than that, YouTube doesn't like that type of stuff. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give anyone the opportunity to point fingers and try to get my channel shut down, because that's what they do. That's the hate. Even now, speaking on this subject right here and how real it got, there's people that feel the same type of way about me. It's crazy, right? But anyways, so this guy, Finny the Legend, him and his wife, family, they pull up to Las Vegas. Now, at the same time, he's been having this 3-year beef with this other content creator over God who knows how it started, right? And there's been a lot said back and forth. And prior to Finny the Legend pulling up to Vegas, there was a live. He was on a live with the 3 or 4 other individuals, and he was talking about going to Vegas, and he was talking about, you know, that he had got Manny, Sin City Manny's channel struck a few times. Now, let me explain what that means so that you guys know. When you're a content creator and you have a YouTube channel, you don't want a YouTube strike. Okay, that definitely impacts and affects your channel. You know, you get a strike for using the type of content that people are putting out there, like showing bad stuff or people fighting or anything. And it's definitely going to impact your channel. You'll get a warning, the first one. They'll say, hey, slap on the wrist. Don't do that. You're not supposed to be, that's against the rules and the policies of YouTube. The second time, they're going to ban your channel for a week. The third time, done. You're out of here. 3 strikes and you're fucking out, right? And that means you cannot create another channel under that email. And then if they want to even go worse, they can say you can't create a channel, period, from that IP address, from your fucking computer, whatever. It can get deep. You could get banned where you can never make a channel ever again. And that definitely can impact people that really are dedicated and they have a channel that they've built. Now, Manny had a channel that he had built up, him and his wife. And his channel consisted of going around Las Vegas, showing people the food, the eateries, the scenery, you know, doing jokes and pranks. And you see those couples, it kind of started a few years back, man, during the pandemic. A lot of couples sprang up and they were showing like their daily life, vlogging their life. And a lot of them blew up. But they all had the similar thing. The wife looked kind of cool, nice little body. You know what I'm saying? The dude knew how to play the game, right? And a lot of these couples, they actually blew up. I watched some of them. I watched them go from an apartment to a mansion, from a Honda to a Lambo. It happens, right? And this is what Sin City Manny and his wife were trying to do. They were trying to do a couples vlog. And I'm sure it started out positive. But Sin City Manny eventually got caught up in the politics of YouTube, the back and forth, the trolling, you know, the beef. And for whatever reason, he started beefing with Finny the Legend. Now, Finny the Legend also had a wife that was involved in his channel, right? So a couple days prior to him going to Vegas, he's having a discussion. And of course, it seemed like every video that Finny the Legend posted, it had something to do with Sin City Manny. Like, that's what happens when the beef starts to beef. It's like you throw little jabs, you throw subliminals, or you're just blatant with it and you just talk shit, right? And so he started to do this over and over again. And in doing so, man, I'm sure Sin City Manny was feeling some type of way. Now, Finny did admit to getting Manny, the Sin City Manny's channel struck twice, right? And expressed that he knew that if he got it struck the third time, that Manny would probably go off his rocker, that he'd probably, that, you know, he, in his words, he thought Manny would do something to himself. But what he didn't know and didn't realize was Manny was not working with the full fucking, you know what I'm saying, a full mentality. That dude was a screw loose. He was a dollar short. He didn't dot his I or cross his T. You know, he was lacking in that area. And he was feeling some type of way. And so Finny decided, out of anywhere you can go in the world, me and my wife and family were going to go to Vegas. And he announced it. And in doing so, alerted Manny. And Manny, Sin City Manny, took it as a slap in the face. Took it as the ultimate disrespect. Not only was this guy talking shit, getting his channel struck, consistently clowning and talking shit about him. And it was going back and forth. I'm not defending anybody. This was a back and forth thing. They both were doing some underhand shit to each other. They both were clowning and talking shit. It wasn't that serious, though. It was YouTube. But just like anything in life, when you disrespect the man, you don't know how that man's taking it. And it could get very serious. And in this case, it got ultimately serious. It got more serious than anything could be serious, right? Sin City Manny went crazy. And you could see watching his channel, if you really watched his channel, like I said, I watched it a few times prior to this incident happening. This guy was not all there. This guy would paint his face. He would say some crazy shit. Looked like he had a tick. He reminded me of homeboys that I got in the neighborhood that smoked skunk and never came back. What do I mean by that? They got high and they just never were the same. He seemed like he had a nervous glitch, a tick, and he was very temperamental, bipolar, someone who would just be happy one minute and then angry the next. And imagine fucking with someone like that, consistently not bullying them because they're going back and forth. But if you know this guy got issues, if you're talking about his mental issues, if you're saying, man, this man's crazy, why would you in your right mind prey on that and continue to play on that? What in your mind makes you believe that you can get away with clowning this dude and not expect this dude to pull up like he says he will? So anyways, Finny the Legend, him and his wife show up to Vegas. And the day prior to the incident happening, they were posting themselves in a restaurant. They were going live. People become addicted to social media. I don't understand why people decide to go live and let people know everywhere they're at. They want people to know their whole life. We ate at McDonald's here. We went over there. It's cool to post your little shorts and make little videos and have a good time. But at the end of the day, you need to be cautious. See, people like me, I understand the game. I've been doing YouTube long enough to understand that I do have enemigos on the YouTube yarda. I do have people that don't like me for whatever their fucking crazy mind has told them to. I do understand that the situation is real. People don't like my content, and I don't like them not liking my content. So it could be a situation where I could be anywhere, and if I have to get off where I'm at, I'm going to have to get off where I'm at. But I'm not going to give anyone the game. I'm not going to give anyone a heads up. I'm never going to let anybody know, hey, this is where I'm going to be tomorrow, or this is where I'm at, because that's foolish. That is just foolish. It's called lacking. And yes, there's going to be people, you're a punk, you're scared. You're a punk and you're scared, right? Shit, I'm good. I'm smart. I have a family to think about. I don't want some fucking J-Cat shooting into a crowd and hitting one of my kids. You got me fucked up, bro. Right? It's just not that serious over an infatuation or an envy or a hatred or anything like that. Now, again, these guys were going back and forth. It wasn't like Sin City Manny pulled up and just got off because it was all in his mind. This was the truth. These guys were going back and forth and talking shit. So anyways, Finny the Legend is on the strip, right in front of the Bellagio, in front of the fountains. And, one thing about Sin City, Vegas is it's up all night. And this happened about 10:30 or 10 o'clock in the evening, which is like prime Vegas time. Everyone's either on the strip, walking back and forth, enjoying, the scenery, or they're in a casino gambling, or they're on Fremont Street enjoying the schmacktivities that are going on over there. A lot of people nowadays are not really on Fremont Street like that because you have to stop. There's all kinds of what do you call it, metal detectors. And it's not what it used to be. You know, you used to have the concerts, and I mean, it's still a good time, but it's not a great time. It's a burden. So most people are on the strip being the main strip in Vegas. So Finny and his wife and a few friends, it seemed, because Finny was actually talking to someone else, he decided to go live on the strip. Now, prior to that, he had went live in a restaurant. He had showed that he was actually in Vegas, and Manny took this as disrespect. Sin City Manny, the fucking shooter, right, said, and I quote, "Oh, you want to come to my city and disrespect me? The pull-up game is real," right? He couldn't wait to find Finny the Legend. Now, I'm sure a lot of people that have seen the beef go back and forth said, "Ooh, something bad's going to happen." Then there was a lot of people like, yeah, people just say that all the time. I'm going to pull up, but they never do. And usually you think if someone's going to pull up, it's going to be some hands throwing. Now, this guy, Finny the Legend, was a big brother, man. He was an African-American brother. He was a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, Manny, Sin City Manny, was kind of a shorter, stockier fella. Not very big at all. You know, Napoleon complex, small man syndrome. You know, don't judge someone on their height or their weight, because, man, hey, as long as they're able to lift that thing, that's it. They could be a skinny as fucking a weakling, but if they got enough power to lift that thing, that's all that matters, right? All that matters is the pressure. And so when Finny pulled up to Vegas and Sin City Manny was alerted by Finny himself that he was there, he went hunting. He took a whole day and went up and down that strip, and he went in every casino, and he started posting videos, letting Finny know, "Hey, I'm here, bro. I am looking for you, actively looking for you. I've hit every casino. I'm going to hit every restaurant. I'm not going to stop until either you leave or I see you." Now, that's a pretty puzzling and mysterious video right there. And it's crazy to look back now and to see the look in his eyes. This man was really, really actively out there hunting this dude. He really, I think, already in his mind knew what he was going to do. You know, because fast forward to 10 o'clock the next night or that day, if you watch the video, you can see Finny the Great's wife, who actually tragically lost her life as well in this situation. She's right there looking happy. They're enjoying their time on the strip. There's a lot of people, you know, walking around just doing their own thing. And if you look close, you could see Manny walk by. Now, either he spotted them, went and parked his car, and is like, double back, I'm going to come back and go do what I do. Or he just happened to be walking up and down that strip, because you got to understand that Finny went live. And see, it's like this. It's like Merced. I know my city. You know your city. You know, someone could be in my city, period, anywhere. And I'll be like, "Oh, shit, that's Bear Creek. Oh, that's Beechwood. Oh, that's M Street. Oh, that's R Street, Childs, 11th, Canal." You know what I mean? I know the different streets. I know exactly where they're at because I grew up there my whole life. Those are the streets that I walked on, right? It's where I'm from. So the same thing goes with Sin City Manny, because he's actually from Las Vegas. No matter where this guy was going to be on the strip, as soon as he posted and went live, Manny knew where he was at. Oh, shit, he's right in front of the fountains, in front of the Bellagio. And he pulled up. Now, the video, which is it's a horrific video, man. It's crazy, right? The way and the aggressiveness and the path that this guy took, he really, really, really was pissed. He really was like, you know what, I'm going to crash out right here. Anything's getting hit. This guy went with the intentions to do bad something, because it wasn't like they had an argument for a long time as far as on the strip. In the video, the argument lasted all of 5 seconds before the gun pulled out, before he came out with the thing and just started letting loose, right? So in the video, it shows his wife, Finn's wife. She's having a good time. They're recording. He's actually recording on the live, and you could see landmarks in the background. You could see the Paris Hotel, and they're standing in front of the fountains in the Bellagio. And there's just things that Sin City Manny would know, like exactly where they're at. So you see Sin City Manny actually walking slowly past them. And if you look very close, you can see a look in his eyes, like the recognition, like there he is right there. And so he walks by, and in doing so, he mumbles something or says something to Finny. At first, Finny's not noticing him. He's having a good time. He's laughing. He didn't even realize that his fucking killer was walking right past him. This dude who he's talked shit about, who he's got his channel struck, who he's talked about this dude's going to unalive himself, how he had the power over this dude's channel, how this dude was a coward, he was a punk, he was going to pull up to his city, he was going to do this, he was going to do that. A whole lot of rah-rah shit. And what happened? He didn't even realize that this guy walked right past him in his life, doubled back and said something. Now, at the same time when he said something, Finny's wife noticed him because she was looking towards the street. Finny had his back to the street. So when Finny turned around and heard his wife arguing, of course, he's like, what's going on? He was in shock. Imagine the shock he was in when he realized who it was. And then imagine the shock when he realized what he had in his hand. Then imagine the shock when he started dumping on him. So as he's looking at him, the wife, Finny's wife, tries to jump in the mix and don't start no shit. She's saying, don't start that shit. You know, she's trying to be a peacemaker, like it ain't that serious. But at that point, it is that serious. There's been a lot of shit talked. There's been people messed with. People take the YouTube shit serious, more serious than they ever did. Back in the days, you catch someone, it's like, it's just YouTube, it's not even that serious. But it really is. When you're really disrespecting someone's family, when you're disrespecting someone's livelihood, when you're disrespecting someone's neighborhood, when you're disrespecting everything that someone cares for, their children, whatever, it's going to catch up to you eventually. You got to watch what you're doing. And I think we're all, look at, I can't be a hypocrite. We all, as content creators, got something to say. It's like me with Wes Watson or Big Boy. And I know if I ever run into these guys, they're going to have something to say about it. I'm going to have something to say about it. And something's going to get said about it. But with this, it was a little bit more deeper. This guy, his mental wasn't right. Manny, right? And so in the video, like I said, Finny, when he did notice him, Manny just pulled the thing out. Now, there is no allegedly here. You know, his defense could be insanity. It could be, man, he just lost. He just went crazy over this shit. You know, sometimes YouTube drives people crazy. I've had a guy, man, that's hated me for I don't know how long, for I don't know why. I never did nothing to him in the beginning. He makes up things in his mind that I've said or I've done to him that I've just never have, right? And I've seen him slowly, his mental break down slowly but surely, man, to the point he started, you know, committing fucking domestic, being involved in domestic issues, drugs. Like it went bad. And then when he kind of got off YouTube for a while, you could see he was doing well. His mental came back. His health was looking better. Then he jumped back in and he started snarling and foaming again. And I'm just like, wow, there's been several dudes that have done that. You know, I try to stay out the way and I try to stay doing my own thing because I don't want a situation like this to occur. Because believe me, I ain't Finny. I ain't lacking, right? I'm going to be like, what? I said, what? It's unfortunate because when Manny started shooting, he was going forward. That could only mean either Finny fell or he ran, right? He was like, hell no. And his wife, Finny's wife, they call her Bubbly. She took a step back. She was in disbelief. Oh, hell no. She couldn't believe what was happening. And when she tried to come forward to help her husband, she was hit too. And unfortunately, they both died right there on the strip in front of everybody, 10 o'clock at night, which is the meat of the night there in Vegas. You know, this is a perfect example of lacking, never showing your location. Look, man, myself and another content creator, right? We happen to be somewhere in Southern California. We were just doing our thing in the cuts. And we were with a couple other individuals. And we were at a restaurant. And as we walked into this restaurant, one of the individuals was a brother, right? He was a brother, man. And he was a friend of our friend. And we walk in and, you know, we're not trying to announce, hey, I'm fucking right here in LA. Come kill me, every Southsider. You know what I mean? And so we're just doing our thing. And this dude is on Instagram Live. Oh, look, here's Gunner. Oh, look, here's Whoop Whoop. Ah, look. What the fuck, right? I was like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Showing your location, everyone. Like, and then showing me all up in your video. You know, there's people that feel some type of way about me, or they're fucking all fucking heartbroken over me. Stop, bro. You know what I mean? Literally. And I'm not being a cocky motherfucker. I'm just saying, stop. What are you doing? You're lacking. PNB Rock, that's what happened with him. So many others, man, have went live woofing that high power shit and bad shit has happened to him. You need to watch out what you're really doing to take shit serious. Anyways, man, rest in peace to Finny and his wife, Bubbly. Unfortunately, man, they made a fatal mistake. 2 mistakes. The first mistake was getting into internet beef with someone else that you don't know, that you consider crazy. So many times Finny was like, this guy's crazy. This guy, something's wrong with him. Then leave his ass alone, bro. It's very unhealthy for him and you. You're messing with the wrong. It almost becomes to the point of bullying now. If you know you got the advantage, if you know he ain't right in the head, bro, leave him alone. Second, and this is the biggest thing, never show anyone what you're doing. Never show your hand. In poker, man, you don't show no one your hand. You lay the cards out when the cards need to be laid out, but you never show no one what you're thinking or what you got. That was the ultimate demise and mistake of them. Anyways, with that being said, that's what happened in Vegas. Unfortunately, man, and it would happen during a live stream. Dude was shot, YouTuber and YouTuber beef. And to me, it's pretty personal. I'm like, wow, because I go through some of the same things. I want to say right now, I apologize to everyone. It ain't that serious, bro. I ain't mad at you guys. If you're mad at me, whatever. But I ain't mad at you, man. Period. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. And I mean all people, even the people that don't like me. I ain't got no issues. The gun.